Hi everyone, this week we've got Elliot on the show. We're going to be talking about sales progression, but before we do any of that, Elliot, can I pass over to you for a quick introduction, please?
Yeah, of course you can. It's Elliot Jacobs at Sales Progressors.
Awesome. And what do you do within Sales Progressors, Elliot?
Well, basically, we offer, in short terms, white label sales progression for estate agents. We potentially might have a property agent or a property sourcing agent joining us as well, and it has been made to make the process simpler. We try to bring everything together into one to offer one service, bringing in conveyancing, your AML checks, your training. What we brought in is AML checks, software, an award-winning conveyancer, and there's ourselves as well, and we're all property market accredited. So that's with the Roper report. They're wanting to bring in qualifications for estate agents, and if you can have a team of people that you can outsource to that's already qualified and had all the training. It saves you costs and recruitment costs in your branch as well. So that's everything all in one, in short form. That's what we do.
Wicked. Elliot, I want to talk to you about the property mark training accreditation. Yeah. Why did you feel that was important to get?
I think it helps build trust. I think a lot of people say things. It doesn't matter what industry you're talking about. A lot of people will say things that they can do this really well. But if you actually go above and beyond and say, actually, we've got something that we not necessarily need to get to do the job we're doing, but it just shows that we go above and beyond to try and show that we know what we're on about or know what we're doing, if that makes sense. With Property Mark, doing the qualification, I used to work as an estate agent, but actually doing the qualification, it opens your eyes up to things that you didn't think about. So there's things in there that was like, actually, I didn't know that. And then you can add it to the knowledge that you've got, which actually helps you in the job that you're doing. So we think it's really important. And you get the letters after your name, which is quite nice.
There's a bonus.
No, it's satisfaction, isn't it? Yeah. It's satisfaction of accomplishing something, if that makes sense. So
good. And I want to ask you about sales progression. Obviously, I want to ask you, why do you think that sales progression is important now more than ever?
I think it's always important, and I'll just tell you a little bit of the story because I'm a bit of a storyteller. We were buying and selling our own house 12 months ago, and we had such a bad time with it that we thought we could change that and try and make it better. Why is it important more than ever? It's always important. I can see that timescales are given on LinkedIn all the time about, it's getting up to 5 odd months in terms of getting it through. And to be honest with you, there's no need for that to happen. As long as you've got an action plan and you've got all the information, you've spoken to all the buyers, you've spoken down the chain, you've spoken to your vendors, you've spoken to the conveyancers. If you have all the knowledge, it's a simple process that we tie in with our software to keep things moving. And we want to see progression every couple of days. We don't want to do a chase on a Wednesday and then a chase on the next Wednesday. And we want to do it, and we want to see chipping away every couple of days on the progression. And the way that we do it, just having effective communication with every member that's in the process, it just works really effectively. And we try to have fun with it. And because we have fun with it, and because we're enthusiastic with it, it rubs off on the people that we're working with in the process, and subsequently we get some good results.
Great.
So we don't like to give guarantees that we're going to do it in X amount of time, because realistically, someone paying cash for a property and there's no chain, they've already ordered the searches, that's going to be through in a couple of 3 weeks. Whereas obviously a chain with 5, 6 properties in is going to take substantially longer. So we never give a guarantee, but we always give assurances that we're going to effectively speak to everybody to manage expectations and to keep the stress levels down for your consumer. And then I can talk, and and then if that happens and your vendor or your buyer's got that positive experience, they're going to talk to everybody about you. And subsequently, what we see is when we're working with agents, you can get valuations or you can get recommendations from your sales progression. So it should be seen as a sales tool or a tool to create more money or opportunities, as opposed to just an admin job that needs to be rushed through.
I can see that.
I can keep talking. There's so many instances this week where we spotted opportunities for agents, so mortgage appointments, or It could be landlords that hasn't found a letting agent yet, or they might have more properties to sell, or there's just so many opportunities, and that's where we differ, because we used to be estate agents, we always used to look for it, and then we're bringing that in, people are outsourcing to us, and we're just a little bit more than admin, we are the whole thing. Although
Wicked.
we don't charge for it, we just love it, and then we're an extension to your team. So
that was a question for me, was about charging for it, because I know that when me and you have had previous conversations, you've said about, you know, you can do it for free for agents.
yeah.
How does that work?
I'll give you scenarios. This is how we set it up with an estate agent. So the vendor gets signed up. At that moment, we do the AML check through our provider at that moment, so they're all compliant. And then that report that we get, some agents use that as their report, and then that's sorted then. And then we get them to sign up to conveyancing at an early stage so that the draft contracts can go out straight away. We have partnered with AV Rillo because they also, well, they're award winning, their communication's really good, and I think they think similar to us. We then partnered with Mio, and we really like their software. We provide this for free to estate agents, and AV Rillo also plugs in as well, so the communication's one big wheel, and we found that works really well. With AV Rillo as well, when they're instructed, they pay us a referral fee. And because we get the referral fee from the conveyancer, we don't charge the estate agent any fees to use us. We do have another way of working where if you've already got conveyancers in place, that's fine, no problem. And you pay us per case that's coming through instead. So our service, there's no one slipper fits all. I use that quite a bit. It's moldable around the particular estate agent.
Yep.
We've got one estate agent this week that we're actually completely branded under their branding. So we have a sales progression email at this particular estate agent.com, and we are working under their branding, which is very fluid and it works really, really well.
Wicked. I like the way that, you know, you could save them if they was looking at getting a new sales progressor.
Yeah.
I like the way that, you know, they could incorporate not having to have that as a cost for their business, but having that as obviously employing someone like yourselves, either doing it on a case-by-case basis or based on, you know, referral fee from the conveyancer and not paying you.
What was really cool this week, I had a conversation with an estate agent, and they just got Repit, and Mio plugs into Repit. So they were looking at a sales progression software. They were looking for an anti-money laundering provider. They already had solicitors in place, but they were looking at paying 25 to 30 grand for a sales progressor to come in, but they've not got the cases for them just yet. I said, well, actually, we've got a software that plugs into your software, which is Mio. If you use our conveyancer, we're free. And we can also do the anti-money laundering checks on every buyer and seller coming through. So 4 issues we can solve in one process. And on top of that, we've already gone out and done our accreditation through Property Mark. So we've done a little bit more than that's expected, put my teeth in, than that's expected of us. So this thought, we try to bring everything together into one to make it streamlined and really easy. And we've not asked for reviews yet. We've only been running for 4 weeks. We've only got capacity for another couple of agents to come on board with us because we've already signed up 5, and we've got potentially a 6th later this week to sign up to us. So we are reaching capacity already, which is good, but at the same time, it's not because we can't take everybody on, but we've got a plan for taking more agents on in a couple of months' time. But yeah, it's just, if I was back in the estate agents, because I used to work as a sales manager and a branch manager. If I had this process, it would just have helped me grow without having to worry about the staffing costs and the extra costs associated with getting more staff into the branch. It has been so much easier. So we tried to make something that made sense, and it was a no-brainer. Because everybody wants the same goal. You just want the property through as soon as possible, so you can get onto the next one. If the service is quality, then you're going to get recommendations, you're going to get reviews. Because we love the job, we're always spotting opportunities because we want the estate agent to grow. Because if we can be part of that, we get a lot of satisfaction from seeing other businesses grow. we're not money motivated, if that makes sense. So of course we have to get paid, but the key thing for us is making the process better. And if we make the process better, then that's mission accomplished for us.
Wicked. I think that's a great way to end the interview, Elliot, with a summary of everything. So thank you so much.
You don't want to speak to me all day. Your ears have been burning off. I don't shut up, I don't.
No, thank you very much for coming on the show, Elliot. I really, really appreciate it.